If you treat someone like they are a celebrity, they will often reciprocate by acting as if you are merely their fan. This isn't just a social observation, it's a neurological survival trap. When you idolize the person in your heart, your brain enters a starvation mode, viewing their presence as a requirement for your survival. This creates what I call your vibrational shadow, a heavy, needy frequency that repels the very thing it seeks to hold. In this video, I will show you how to dissolve this shadow and shift these power dynamics fundamentally in your favor. Shifting your energy is one of the greatest favors you can do for yourself, especially when you are trying to attract a specific person into your life. What we often do is perform a silent act of spiritual theft. We steal the role of the star from ourselves and hand it to someone who never asked to carry the weight of our happiness. By putting them on a pedestal, you unintentionally create a vibrational gap. While we may exhibit these behaviors in our youth, for many, this energetic ghosting of our own worth doesn't always end as we mature. Let's recall a familiar, high-stakes situation. You develop a strong connection with someone, and everything feels perfect initially. But soon, the text notifications become your only source of oxygen. You begin to sense that the person you want to spend your life with is drifting away. Instead of leaning back, you create an internal resistance. You become obsessed with their silence, and every second your phone screen stays dark, your own starlight dims. You place a specific person on the throne of your heart, believing that their validation is your only path to peace. But the truth is, they are drifting because they don't see a partner. They see a fan dragging them down into an ocean of lack. How far does this imbalance go? Imagine you enter a new environment, a new job, or a new social circle. Suddenly, your attention shifts. You stop being nourished by the scraps of one person's attention and start drinking from a new pool of energy. This is where your vibrational shadow begins to dissolve. The scales of reality shift back toward your favor because you've stopped being a ghost. Instead of fixating on a one-sided flow, you realize the universe has infinite options, and you no longer need to be an admirer to feel whole. What is happening here is a biological and energetic reset. In their story, you were playing the role of an ordinary extra, broadcasting your unworthiness every time you reached out. Behind every "I want you" lies the dark mirror of lack, the confession that a specific person is the missing piece of your soul. Unconsciously, the message you send is, "I need your love because I am not enough on my own." This is the ultimate internal paradox. You try to secure happiness by accepting a supporting role in their film, hoping they will eventually notice you. But here is the elite truth. If you don't dare to be the star of your own movie, those you perceive as stars will never truly welcome you as an equal. They cannot love a ghost. They can only love another sun. As long as you treat them like a famous person, they will continue to experience you through the lens of a fan. This identity you have constructed, seeing yourself as less than, is a vibrational anchor that keeps you stuck in the lower frequencies of your own life. But this state is not irreparable. When you begin to dismantle this identity and reclaim the lead role, you undergo an identity reset. You stop looking for love as if it's a resource outside of you. You realize you are the source. In this state, you don't need to be loved. You are love. And the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Consider the quantum magnetism of detachment. Have you ever noticed that the moment you start seeing someone new, your luck suddenly opens up? People from your past might reach out, or an old flame might suddenly send you a text out of nowhere. This isn't a coincidence. It's the result of you pulling your energy back from the waiting room. When you distance yourself from the desperation of a single outcome, your gravitational pull intensifies. Conversely, when you feel empty and focus on the lack, you become an energetic black hole, and the flow of abundance simply stops. Everything we've discussed is an invisible thread connecting you to those with whom you are energetically linked. Even if they are unaware of it, the specific person in your heart unconsciously senses the pressure or freedom you emit. Ask yourself, do you support yourself emotionally, or are you starving for a drop of attention? How do you cast yourself in the lead role? Can you amplify your own gravitational pull? When you prioritize your own light, your vibrations shift from pursuit to presence, naturally pulling new developments and that specific person into your orbit. This process depends entirely on what I call the internal value scale. If the person you admire is a 9 out of 10 in your eyes, but you rate yourself a 5, you create a limbic resistance. You become obsessed with the expectation that every text must be perfect, every interaction a breakthrough. This is the definition of a scarcity mindset. In this state, you are spiritually suffocating the person you love with your neediness. People don't fall for your face or your words. They fall for the way you feel about yourself. When you change your internal narrative, their subconscious perception of you shifts instantly, without them ever understanding why. The reality around us is nothing more than a dark mirror, a reflection of the source code you project from within. We do not attract what we want. we attract what we are. When you focus exclusively on a specific person and tell yourself, "I only want them," you are essentially telling the universe that you are in a state of famine. You are rejecting billions of opportunities for a single outcome you fixated on. To manifest with elite precision, you must step into an abundance mindset. You must be open to the infinite resonances the universe wants to offer you. Sometimes our awareness is so low that we push away incredible miracles simply because they don't wear the mask of the outcome we've demanded. It is time to raise your self-worth to a healthy, sovereign level. If you constantly complain about your path but refuse to change your walk, it is time to pause. Reflect on these patterns. Break the cycle. To anchor this new energy and signal the universe that you are finally reclaiming your throne, we will perform a collective shift. Type "I am the star" in the comments below. By writing these words, you are performing a digital and spiritual ceremony, declaring that you are no longer a fan, but the prize. Now that you have reclaimed your identity, you are ready to witness the physical evidence of this shift. I've linked a special frequency video on the screen right now. This is the final step of your alchemical transformation. Listen to it for just 10 minutes to align your new star vibration with the manifestation of that impossible text you've been waiting for. If you found value in this video, liking and subscribing is a powerful way to balance the energy of exchange. Thank you for being here and taking care of your soul. I'm so glad you're part of this journey. Click the video on the screen now, and let's complete your transformation.